Speaking in perfect French, King Charles emphasized the importance of friendship between Britain and France. In a speech at the French Senate this morning, he said the two nations share responsibility on the war in Ukraine and climate change. His three-day state visit to France, part of an effort to rebuild a relationship that became strained during Brexit. France 24's Philip Turrell is following the king around France for his visit. He is currently at the Notre Dame Cathedral. Philip, tell us why the king is headed to Notre Dame today.
Well, Notre Dame, as we all remember, was the victim of a major fire on April the 15th, 2019, a fire that shocked the world and which destroyed parts of the cathedral almost irremediably because the spire, which was built by Viollet-le-Duc back in the 19th century, collapsed. Most of the roof collapsed as well, and there were 13th century beams that were destroyed as well. Some of the artifacts in the inside were also damaged, and smoke also caused widespread damage as well. So there's a very, very big rebuilding program which is currently underway, and King Charles has been very supportive of all the efforts that have been taking place since 2019 to rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral. President Macron, who was president at the time, issued a statement the day after the fire saying that Notre Dame would be reconstructed to its original state and that it would be a 5-year program before Notre Dame was open to the public once again. Well, that 5 years is due to come to an end in December 2024. That's in just over a year's time. So as part of the visit here today by King Charles to Paris, he's decided to come to see for himself, for his own eyes, with his own eyes, how this renovation program is taking place. You can just see down to the left of me the Fire Brigade, which is there. They'll be talking to him about the rescue efforts that went on that day, how they put the fire out. Just next to them is a group of stonemasons who will be showing the king how they've managed to restore the stonework that was damaged, the beams that also collapsed as a result of the fire. And then he will go inside the cathedral where he will be greeted by officials who will show him around and let him have a look at all the reconstruction work that is currently underway. It has to be said, though, that Notre Dame Cathedral is still not open to the public, so the only image of the cathedral that the public can get right now is the one that I have behind me, which is, of course, an exterior view.
Now, Philip, the king also this morning spoke before the French Senate, a speech in which he switched very fluidly between English and French several times. Can you tell us what the main takeaways of his address were?
Well, it was mostly to underline the importance of Franco-British relations, the exchanges between the two countries, the military cooperation between Britain and France that goes way back, particularly underlining how the two countries came together during the Second World War. There was also a homage to the late King's mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her links to France, which have been described as the golden thread bringing the two countries together. But also, King Charles was there to promote British business. He cited, for example, the tailor Paul Smith, the fashion designer, as one of the influences in France now, and how important it was to keep those influences up in the future. So a very positive, pro-European statement, also with a warning that democracies could be under threat if one looks at what's happening in Ukraine right now, which is another reason why France and Britain needed to remain solidly friendly over the coming years. A bit, I think, to sweep Brexit under the carpet and to renew those relations, which, as you said earlier, have been severely strained over the past few years as a result of the debate over Brexit.